Good afternoon, everyone, and we thank you for joining us here in the CX store in the Launchpad building. We have a very special afternoon for you as we are about to announce the hosting of a tremendous pool tournament here in the Philippines. I'm Carlo Pamintuan, your host for this media roundtable. We thank you, dear members of the media, for joining us this afternoon. And we have a special news for you, a brand new invitational tournament featuring Europe's finest pool players.
Wala. Yung dust
Test, mic, ready. A brand new invitational tournament featuring Europe's finest pool players versus top few artists from Asia. But before we go any further, we would like to acknowledge first the presence of our key individuals who made sure that this event would be possible, namely the World 9-Ball Tour, Matchroom Multisport, Sky Sports, Puyat Sports Incorporated, and the official broadcaster of the event in the Philippines, Cignal TV. With all that in place, let's meet our guest of honor for today's historic occasion. First up, Matchroom Multisport CEO, please give a warm Philippine welcome to Miss Emily Fraser. We also have the founder and owner of Puyat Sports, Mr. Aristeo Puch Puyat. All right, next we have the AVP for Sports of Business Development for Cignal TV, Mr. Miguel Vea. Thank you for joining us, Sir Miguel. At this stage, to our friends from the media, please get your phones out because we'll be breaking news for you. We will allow you to introduce our captains for the upcoming tournament. Let us first introduce our team captain from Europe. Please welcome Mr. Carl Boyce. Again, we are breaking this news. It has not been announced yet, so you will be the first one to be able to share the news with your respective followers. Of course, introducing next, well, a man who really needs no introduction, the namesake of this international tournament and the team captain for Team Asia, the GOAT of this sport, Mr. Efren Bata Reyes. And for us to better understand what the competition will be all about, please watch this.
I'd have loved to have seen America versus the Philippines, Europe versus the Philippines. I think there will be the winner of the Moscone against Asia or against the Philippines at some stage. There's a different tournament.
There's definitely something on another event to do with Asia versus the Moscone Cup winner, and that's all part of the bigger plan.
Ladies and gents, it's time for the Reyes Cup. You know, growing up, I came from the same city as Mr. Efren Reyes. I'm from Angeles, so I looked up to him. I tried my best to become good at pool. It never happened for me, but it's my honor and pleasure to be hosting this event for you, and standing alongside Efren is really a tremendous opportunity for me. So let's talk about the Efren Reyes Cup, right? Simply put, this tournament is inspired by the Filipino pool icon Efren Bata Reyes, who's widely regarded as the GOAT of this sport. Patterned after the Moscone Cup, where Asia's finest players take on Team Europe in this inaugural year. And currently, we have a few players already announced for the two respective teams. For Efren Reyes' Team Asia, we have the Singaporean pool sensation Aloysius Yap. Filipino world champion Johan Chua and decorated Taiwanese champ Ko Pin Yi. On the other side, for Europe, we have the likes of former Mosconi Cup MVP Joshua Filler of Germany, Albanian star Eklund Katsi, and European champion Mickey Cross of Denmark. And with that stacked lineup, it is a must for any sports fan to follow the Reyes Cup every step of the way. And rightfully so, the inaugural staging of the Reyes Cup will be taking place in Manila from October 15 to October 18 this year. And this event will be played at the Ninoy Aquino Stadium with Cignal TV as the official broadcaster of the event in the Philippines, and it will also offer a multi-platform coverage to One Sports, One Sports Plus, and you may also download and log on to Pilipinas Live to see all the matchups as they unfold. Now, we will turn over the floor to our friends from the media to ask your questions all about the Reyes Cup. Again, we're hosting it October 15 to 18 this coming October. First, let me ask the CEO of Matchroom just how did this event come about? Because as Filipino pool fans, we were always jealous about the Mosconi Cup, right? We see how exciting the event is, having European pool players going up against Team USA, the loud venues, the passion and the support of all those supporters from Europe and Team USA. Why was this the right time to hold the Reyes Cup here in the Philippines?
Well, firstly, I just wanted to say kamusta to everyone, and thank you for obviously welcoming us to Manila here. It's beautiful here in this city, and I love it already. Look, we wouldn't be sitting here today ready to go ahead with the Reyes Cup in 4 weeks' time without Sir Putch and obviously Sir Efren, who believed in our dream of the Reyes Cup. And to be able to host this incredible event under the GOAT of the sport of 9-ball, and Sir Putch obviously believing in us at Puyat Sports, to now have that support from Cignal TV as a host broadcaster as well as Sky Sports, this is going to be just phenomenal. Even, Carlo, you just speaking about it now gets me excited about it, and I'm already excited. So, look, the Mosconi Cup has been running for 30 years now. It's an incredible, successful event. We now reach to sell out arenas of 2,500 to now 3,000 this year. Imagine where we will be in 4 weeks' time with the Reyes Cup at the Ninoy Aquino National Stadium. I stepped into the arena yesterday, and I could see the seating banks and just thinking this full up is going to be incredible. That's the aim, that's the goal. But obviously we had an incredible successful tournament in the Hanoi Open last October. Efren came to the event. He saw the big trophy. You remember the Hanoi Open trophy? And I said to him, I'm not sure if you remember, but I said, wait until the Reyes Cup trophy. Imagine what that's going to look like. And everyone sort of smiled and thought, really? And to see the crowd and the demand for 9-ball pool in just Vietnam, to then come over to the Philippines where there is so much talent in 9-ball pool players, so much incredible talent. One of the Filipino players, AJ Manis, actually won our junior event last October. Now it's about setting history and setting up a tournament as under the iconic Efren Reyes, because there's a rivalry now between Europe and USA. There is a huge rivalry. Cole knows it. He experienced it as a 6-time Mosconi Cup winner. Let's start that off with Asia. Let's get Asia involved. And everyone's been saying it for years. What about like a Reyes Cup? What's going to happen with the Reyes Cup? And finally, with the people sat here at this table today, we have made that happen. And it's going to happen in 4 weeks' time. I'm super excited, and I can't thank the people here enough for, taking this dream into reality along with us.
Thank you so much for that. I heard Mr. Reyes had his own fair share of fans in Hanoi.
He was absolutely overwhelmed. We set up an exhibition game, and floods just came in, and we were at one side of the arena, and everyone was all there. It was wonderful. I mean, look, I'm a promoter at the end of the day. I'm not a 9-ball pool player. But I sat there and I couldn't take my eyes off of just that match. It was incredible to watch Efren just play like that. He was having fun, enjoying himself, but so many people respect this man here and want to become the next Efren Reyes. So setting up a tournament like the Reyes Cup gives so much opportunity and so much hope to the players in Asia to qualify for a tournament like this, where it is guaranteed prize money to just get onto the team. You've announced those 3 names already so far. You've got 3 different countries represented. You've got Philippines, Singapore, and Chinese Taipei already just represented. So to look at that team Asia, I don't know how the wild cards are going to be selected, because there are so many different players that can be picked for this event. It's going to be phenomenal, and I can't believe I'm saying this, it might beat the Moscone Cup.
There might be more people watching Reyes Cup, and it is a big venue, the Ninoy Aquino Stadium, that will be ready in 4 weeks' time. Now, again, we're opening our floor to the members of the media. Just and the publication you're working for, and then address any of your questions to our VIPs out front. Our mic is right behind, yes?
Hi, hello, my name is Denise Valdesancho under 1PH, 1 News. My question is addressed to Sir Carl Boyes here. The venue will be here in the Philippines, in the Ninoy Aquino Stadium, and it's a big stadium. And we all know that the Philippines is a big fan of the sport, billiards. So how are you looking forward to the fans, the Filipino fans? Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, being a former player and obviously working with Matchroom Sport now, I've been lucky to fly all over the world, and I've been to the Philippines many times. And, my sort of 9-ball journey, my career started in the Philippines in 2007, many moons ago, when it was Matchroom's sort of last World Pool Championships up until recently. So I know what the Filipinos bring. I know they love their 9-ball and they're so passionate. And I think not just myself, but the players, when we walk out, you've got to be professional and try and get the job done, but at the same time, life goes so quick and it just sort of flies by. So walking down, I think I just want to sort of look around and sort of take it all and think, wow, I'm captain of the inaugural Reyes Cup, so it's going to be a special moment.
Thank you, Denise. Any more questions? You have one from Sir Sid Ventura.
Hello. Good afternoon. My question is for Sir Puch Puyat. Hello, sir. Good afternoon. Sid Ventura from The Game. Sir, I'd just like to ask, how important is an event like this, the Reyes Cup, to sort of reignite the local pool scene here in the Philippines?
It's a very opportune time to hold this event in honor of Efren, because he is an idol of all billiard-loving fans. And thank you to Matchroom for conceiving this. Efren is now retired completely, but he's still playing in some invitational events, mostly on invitation, just like what happened in Hanoi on the invitation of Matchroom. But now he's not competing anymore with the younger guys because he's 70 years old. And it's just proper and appropriate that he is honored, not in our country, but because of the international promoter of events, Matchroom. There is no other fitting honor that we can give to such a guy who has really uplifted the sports to where it is today, thanks to the original showing of Matchroom when the World Championship was launched and shown on international TV, which Efren won. That really started his career. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Puch. Yes, Philip.
Good afternoon. My question is for Emily. Do you plan to do this Reyes Cup? Is it an annual thing, and do you plan to expand this, pitting Asians against people from the United States? Thank you.
I think obviously any event that we launch, we're committed, we're invested. Obviously the World 9-Ball Tour has grown significantly in the last 2 to 3 years. where we were only doing 3 events a year. We're now a fully grown tour. We actually haven't done an event here in the Philippines since 2012, I believe, for the World Cup. Now we're back in the Philippines every year for the Reyes Cup. If that evolves into USA taking on Asia, then great. We look forward to that. At the moment, it's Europe versus Asia. It's going to be a super successful event. I know when we reach the conclusion in October, we'll already be saying, right, what's the plans next year? So for us, it's all about adapting and changing as to what the market wants and needs, which is more 9-ball pool here. We're already exploring new events that we can bring here to the Philippines just due to the response that we've had by launching the Reyes Cup. So now after how many years of coming here in the Philippines and having a tournament here, to now look at potentially, well, definitely having a tournament every year, to now looking at expanding that and to having more is incredible for the opportunity of the younger talent here in Manila and in the Philippines. So, but it's year 1. The event's going to be incredible. I'm excited to see how it plays out. I've got no idea what is going to happen, what the final score is going to be. You've got Europe versus Asia, race to 11 points. I don't know who's going to win, but we're all going to be on the edges of our seat watching these 2 captains, fight it out. Maybe there might be a little exhibition head-to-head game with them too, which I know that Sir Butch definitely wants to see. But it's just year 1, and we're ready and we're excited to bring more tournaments here. That's the goal, that's the ambition. The World 9-Ball Tour is growing.
Thank you for that question. Yes, go ahead.
Hi. Hi, I'm Juno from News 5. My question is for Miss Emily. Can you give us an idea on how the selection process of each player for both teams happens?
So currently, similar to the Moscone Cup, what we do is the World 9-Ball Tour is a qualification process. So the top 3 players in Asia on the World 9-Ball Tour rankings qualify. Those 3 players have already qualified following our last event at the US Open. Then the top 3 players from Team Europe qualify as well. So then there's now 2 wildcards to pick. That's down to these 2 captains because, they want to win at the end of the day. And I know Sir Efren's going to want to win, but I've also seen Carl. He is very, very competitive. And he is going to want to see Team Europe to win. So it's down to these captains. It's a race to 5 format. So some players are going to be different because there's a big stadium there. The Team Europe players are a lot more experienced in that kind of one table, big arena setup. But I wouldn't doubt Team Asia because they're in home ground. Johan Chua he's in his home country. So we've got no idea how these players are going to adapt and participate out there. But it's down to these guys at the end of the day as to who picks those final 2 wildcards.
My next question po is for Sir Efren. Hi Sir Efren, I know naglalaro kayo ng billiard since 9 years old kayo. Imagine nyo ba ever na magkakaroon po ng tournament tapos nakapangalan pa sa inyo?
Itong tournament nito, matagal ko nang hinihintay ito. Itong Reyes Cup na to. Dahil nung magkaroon ng Moscone Cup, ang dami magagaling ngayon, mas magaling ngayon yung mga Team Europe. Pero tingin ko, may panalo ang Team Asia. Kaya lang, nangyari niyan, hindi ako pwede ngayon dahil matanda na ako eh. Pero kung yung dati pa, pwede pa. Kaya pumili kami ng mga magagaling natin dito sa Asia, kung saan dito, merong Singapore, merong Taipei, merong Philippines. Kaya pwede may panalo.
Well, loosely translated. Sorry.
Team captain ako, tutulungan ko naman sila eh. Tsaka maglalaro din ako, makakalabang ko itong nasa kaliwa ko, tinalo na ako nito eh. Yung huling tournament namin ito, tinalo ko eh.
Loosely translated, Mr. Efren Reyes said that he's been waiting for this for so long. Ever since the founding of the Mosconi Cup, he's been waiting for a tournament like this, and it's an honor for it to be named after him. He said that Team Europe will have the advantage because of their experience, but Team Asia, with athletes from Singapore and Chinese Taipei and the Philippines, can give them a good matchup. And he's also looking forward to a possible exhibition matchup against Mr. Cowboys, if that's possible at all. Well, I think you'll have a lot of teammates on that side. Any more questions? Yeah.
Thank you, Miss Emily and Sir Efren.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ivan from the Philippines. So my question is for Miss Emily. Since the first stage would be here in the Philippines, is there a chance it's gonna be a home and away format, like the next stage will be in Europe?
I think for now, obviously the plan is to always expand and go where is good for the event. So for now, we plan to stay here in Manila in the Philippines. If there is any time where Asia may take on Team USA, then maybe we expand to that with the Reyes Cup. But again, we don't do anything unless we speak obviously with our partners that are on board. And if it works for the event, then we'll expand and we'll push into another direction with it. The Mosconi Cup works beautifully with the home and away advantage, and moving between the UK and America for that event has grown significantly. We'll stay here, but there's, we never say never with any opportunities. And if we can grow the event like that, then wonderful news. And it's going to just turn it into a huge, huge sporting event.
Thank you so much.
Go ahead, sir.
Good afternoon po. Ruben Terrado from Spin. This question is for Mr. Puyat. Sir, I think sometime in the early 90s may similar team competition. I think Team USA versus Team Philippines with Sir Efren din po nandun, Mr. Parica. How would you compare that competition to now? Even though hindi pa po nag-start, how would you compare that competition to the Reyes Cup po?
I'll answer in Tagalog for our
Sige po.
local audience. During the time, yung sinabi mo, nandun si Efren, si Amang Parica, magagaling sila. Frankly, hindi pa masyadong magaling yung mga kalaban nila. Except for a few. Sila Johnny Archer, si Early, magaling din yan. Sa Europe, sila Ralph Sokay. Pero ngayon, iba. Masyadong magaling itong mga bata. Ang isang champion ngayon, si Fedor Gorz. He won all events. US Open, World Championship. He's winning everything. He's only 21, 22. Eh sila Efren, nung gumaling sila, mga nasa 27, 30s na sila. At isa pang magaling na magaling, si Joshua Filler, na pinanalo na lahat ng event na nandyan pa. He's about 23, 24. The difference now than before, there were only about 20 good players at that time, including sila Efren and the others from Europe and the US. Now, ang dami. There are so many sa Europe kung saan dumadating na lang, hindi natin alam. At mga bata pa sila lahat. So, medyo mahirap ang competition ngayon kaysa nung araw.
I will try. That was again, we had a similar event 20 years ago, and it featured Reyes, Amang Parica, and all the legendary players. Sir Puch is saying that back then, there were only a handful of great Q artists, but now there's a lot, like Fedor Gorz, Joshua Filler, all young athletes who have already achieved so much in their very young age. So it will be tough for the Philippines to win, but we're looking forward to having this competition either way.
Question po kay Sir Efren po. Ano po masasabi niyo po sa makakalaban niyo sa Europe? Nabanggit na rin po ni Sir Puch na marami na pong malalakas, pero kayo po personally, ano pong masasabi niyo sa Team Europe?
Noong araw, nung pinapili ko ng mga team, pinili ko mga magagaling natin mga player. Pinili din nila yung magagaling nilang player ng US, pero hindi manalo sa amin eh. Nagkaroon nga ng ano yan eh, ng elimination. Pagka kung sino maganda kung individual o team para ilagay sa Olympic. Eh kaso mula 1991, kami nanalo hanggang 1995 kaya umayaw sila. Pero ngayon, ang labanan ngayon, maraming magagaling ngayon, lalo-lalo na sa Europe. Ang mga kabataan sa Europe ngayon ang magagaling ngayon. Marami sumisibol. Marami din magagaling dito sa atin ngayon. Kaya lang, hindi pa sila nakikilala dahil mga bata pa, hindi pa sila na-expose. Yung mga na-expose dito, yung mga naglalaro lang ng mga tournament, kamukha nila Carlo Biado, sila Joshua Chua. Yan, kaya yan ang napili natin yun, na magagaling. Pero, alagay ko, itong labanan nito, mahirapan tayo. Pero may panalo din dahil shoot.
All right. Again, loosely translated, he said that when they competed back then in the early 90s, he just selected the best of the best from the Philippines, and Team USA did not win from 1991 to 1995, which led to the cancellation of the event because they couldn't win. This time around, Efren is saying that there are a lot of great young talent from Europe, but we have a fighting chance talking about Team Asia. So he's also looking forward to having all of those great athletes here. Do we have more questions? Yes, go ahead.
Kay Sir Puch po. Sir, dati po, very significant yung parang fan base ng billiards dito sa Philippines. Pero in recent years, medyo nagkaroon ng medyo dip. Tingin niyo po ba yung Reyes Cup, will it spur parang manumbalik yung billiards as one of the most famous sports in the Philippines?
Sir Puch, I would request for the answer to be in English for our international audience, please. Thank you.
I think I'm confident that the Reyes Cup will inspire many of our young players to strive and be better and be competitive. There are so many competitions hosted by Matchroom almost every month, and they cannot say anymore that they don't have the exposure. They can join all the events. It's open, Miss Emily. It's open. Next week, there will be a Vietnam event. All those young players can join. So it's easier for them to be good if they're really good. If they concentrate and they practice, they cannot no longer say that they have no exposure. Nandiyan na, palaging meron. Yun ang kuha natin. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And sir, question po kay Sir Miguel. How can Filipinos watch this and how can they buy tickets po?
Okay. Good afternoon. Thank you for your question. I'll answer the ticket question first. I think that one has yet to be decided. We will announce that soon for the tickets. On the broadcast, first of all, on behalf of Cignal TV, we're really excited and honored to be selected as the official host broadcaster of this event. So excited that we actually have a broadcast plan ready as early as now, right? So we're going to be utilizing multi-platform just as we do with all our sports that we carry. So for the free-to-air audience, it will be broadcast on One Sports. For our pay TV audience, it will be on One Sports Plus. And then, of course, for those digital natives, we have it on Pilipinas Live, our OTT app. So all 4 days, you have the option to choose from across multiple platforms to view this exciting event.
Go ahead.
Good afternoon po, Bernadette Ninoy from PTV. My question is for Sir Carl Boyce. Sir, what are your expectations and preparations for this tournament, and how excited are you to play in the Philippines?
Yeah, obviously very excited, to be back in the Philippines. As Emily said, the last time the World 9-Ball Tour was in the Philippines was 2012, and I actually played in that event. Didn't do too good, so I'm hoping this year is going to be a little bit better. But it's important for the WNT to be in the Philippines because obviously, when you've got a legend like Sir Efren Reyes, who's so famous in his country. I remember coming in 2007 and some of the pool players were saying, Efren's, really famous in the Philippines. And I was like, nah, he's not. No pool players are famous anywhere. I didn't believe it. And when I arrived, I was asking the taxi driver, the person behind the bar, the waitresses, and everybody knew who Bata Reyes was, and they still do. So, obviously to be here and, ready for the inaugural Reyes Cup is very exciting. I'm very proud to walk the five guys down the stairs, and obviously, they'll be excited to get the queue together and battle it out, and they know they've got a tough match. So, yeah, I just can't wait.
Alright, thank you po. And si Sir Efren po, any reaction po sa pagkapanalo po ni Rubilin Amit sa 9-ball World Championships?
Alam mo, nagulat din ako, nanalo din siya. Ang dami rin niya magagaling na kalaban ng mga babae. Kaya lang ito si Robilin, masyado masipag mag-ensayo. Laging nandoon doon sa training center namin. Pag pumupunta ako doon, lagi ko nakikita nandoon, nag-iensayo. Kaya ngayon, ito, naglaro siya, medyo bumalik na naman ang dati niyang tira, yung sipag niya.
Just a reaction to Rubilin Amit winning women's first 9-ball. Yes, we have another question from Sir Sid.
Hi. Hello. Hello. Yes. Yeah, my question is for Sir Carl Boyce. Just a follow-up to the question for you earlier. Can you just talk about the legacy of Efren Reyes and how much he has impacted and influenced the sport of pool worldwide?
Yeah, I mean, without, Efren Reyes, pool wouldn't be where it is today. There's no doubt about it. He's the GOAT of our sport. All the top players say it, doesn't matter whether you're Filipino, American or European. Everybody knows how good Efren, played the game. And he still does. And his good friend, Bustamante, still plays good. I was with him last night in the pool room. I had him a few racks. He whooped my ass as well. But, obviously, he's a legend. And like I said, I've played Efren a few times. And we played at the World Championships a few years ago. And he played the sickest kick save on me I've ever seen. It's all over YouTube. He's probably forgot it because he's done that many. But, just the way he plays the game. And sort of the Filipinos, I'm from England. And you get brought up to have sort of a compact and cue action, stay very still. But when you see all the Filipinos play, all the top players play so different. They've all got this flair and they're very flamboyant, and they make the game look very good.
Thank you.
For the exhibition match, Carom, 9-ball or 1 pocket, your choice.
Snooker. No, I'm joking. No, I'm joking. It's got to be 9-ball, hasn't it?
Has to be. Any more questions? Anthony?
My question goes to Miss Emily. I was since Rubilin was mentioned earlier, I got the chance to interview, may I just say, and I've been inspired with her story, a female pool player. So I'm just asking, since you guys have plans on expanding this Reyes Cup, do we have what's the possibility of including female players?
Well, I think the great thing is about the World 9-Ball Tour is everything is open. So any of our tournaments, the Hanoi Open, a lot of our other tournaments across the world, anyone can participate. And I love it. And I try not to be biased, but I'm not going to pretend to be biased. When I see the women compete in our events, my heart just expands. I get the back of the hairs on the back of my neck stand up, and I'm rooting for them 100% of the time. It doesn't matter who they play. I would love to see Ruben come and participate in our Hanoi Open. If she wants to play, the invite is 100% there, so please get in touch. So now that the tour is open and these events are open, a good few years ago there were always men's and women's events and they were different. However, the beautiful thing about 9-Ball Pool is that everyone can participate together and there's opportunities. We have players as young as 16 participating in our main events. We also have junior events along the side. A lot of those junior events, there is a lot more women and girls that play in the junior events, which is so brilliant to see because it means that the next generation coming through, there are more female players coming in. But to know that we have female athletes competing on our World 9-Ball Tour, to see them grow the rankings, to see them play against the guys and get a win against them, I love that. So you can never say never to opportunities like a Reyes Cup to have one of the female players participate in that event, because if they're playing on the World 9-Ball Tour and playing in the Open events, then why can't they participate in the Invitational? So, you know, I'd love to open that door for Ruben to come and play in the Hanoi Open, you know, to come in and play as an Invitational. So I think it'd be brilliant. And I'd just like to say here as well that, you know, Miguel and his team from Cignal TV, since coming here yesterday, we've had some really great productive meetings for the broadcast for this event. And just hearing Miguel say all of the different platforms that are available to watch the Reyes Cup, just like the opportunity for players to participate, it's available free to air. It's available for everyone who's phone crazy and can watch it on the phone. To see that wide variety of how to watch this event here in the Philippines is just phenomenal. And I just think it's brilliant, Cignal TV, to be on board for this event, obviously alongside Sky Sports. So there's so many opportunities for the World 9-Ball Tour and 9-Ball, and it's brilliant. And it's just the start. Just think where we're going to be in a couple of years' time.
Go ahead, Ivan. I have a question for both skippers, for Sir Efren and for Sir Carl. I think it's mentioned here that you have an option to bring 2 wildcards per team. So what are the qualities you want to see in looking for those wildcard entries?
Sir Efren, yung daw dalawang wildcard, ano yung pagbabasihan mo kung sino yung pipiliin mong dalawang kasali dun sa Team Asia?
Meron pang dalawa. Hanggang ilan ba yan?
Hanggang lima. Hanggang limang player.
Kung ako lang ang tatanungin, pipiliin ko talaga yung mga magagaling. Hindi naman ako pipili ng mga mahina. Magsiselos yung iba dahil marami naman tayong magagaling dito eh. Kaya lang, dapat yung dalawa pang wildcard, dapat si Carlo pa nandito ngayon. Eh, yung isa, hindi ko na alam kung sino, dapat si Dennis ang pipiliin ko. Kaya lang, hindi masyadong naglalaro ngayon at wala siya ngayon. Marami pang pagpipilian kila Liban Cortez o sino pa yung mga iba. Basta si Carlo, tsaka yun na lang mapipili ko yung dalawa.
Carl? Yun.
Yeah, I think obviously, you know, Europe have been very fortunate that, you know, we've had the Mosconi Cup for 30 odd years, and, you know, obviously we've had players who have won MVPs and played in a lot, so I'm going to be looking, you know, for someone who's got experience, someone who's done well in the Mosconi Cup, because, you know, experience is everything, and also players that are good in the team room, you know, that I sort of get on with, the other team members get on with, you know, not very selfish, you know, just good to be around.
Thank you.
Follow-up question po. This is for Miss Emily. Miss Emily, you've been mentioning about the Hanoi Open and the other tournaments that Matchroom has been staging. Is there a chance for a Manila Open maybe next year or in the near future?
Well, my eyes lit up when you said that. I mean, who doesn't want a Philippines Open, right? What do you think, Sir Putch? Look, there's, like I said, when we started the Hanoi Open last year, that was the first event for us as an open tournament in Southeast Asia. That was the start of us turning the wheels into motion for the Reyes Cup. So everything always happens for a reason. And the Reyes Cup will be super, super successful, as in there will be great viewership. There'll be great live attendance because everyone's already asking where they can buy a ticket, and ticket details will be coming very, very soon. So whatever happens, we look at it, we assess, and we see whether there's the demand and an opportunity for an open event here in the Philippines, because we know everywhere we travel for our open events, half the field is already guaranteed with the top 128 World 9-Ball Tour pros. The other 128 players come from qualifiers that are local. Can you imagine how many local qualifiers we can hold in Manila for a Philippines Open? That would be phenomenal. But, you know, we don't get too ahead of ourselves. We sit down, we talk about it, and we see what happens. But listen, the World 9-Ball Tour grows every year. Every single year, something new happens. So I'll just leave it there.
And similar question. The World Nine Ball Championship hasn't been held here for, I think, decades already. So, in relation to that, are there already plans? Are we getting closer to the Philippines hosting another World Nine Ball tournament here?
So the World Pool Championship is in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. We hosted that year one. This year, we obviously have a multi-year contract there for the World Championship. That was $1 million prize fund, which was obviously phenomenal. The tour keeps expanding. Just a couple of weeks ago, we announced a $500,000 prize fund for the US Open event. So whilst it might not be the World Pool Championship, there are other tournaments that we can bring here. Other new exciting tournaments like the Reyes Cup, a new event named after this absolute hero, still even being sat next to Sir Efren is quite phenomenal. So we just stay creative. We're the best at what we do. We work with the best partners and we just see what happens.
We have more questions? No more? I think that has been the most number of questions we've received from the media. That just goes to show you how much they miss covering the sport of billiards here in the Philippines. Before we end this press conference, Ms. Emily, just an invitation to all the Filipino fans. If there are fans from Singapore or Chinese Taipei who want to fly in as well, please do invite them to join us for the Reyes Cup.
Listen, if you are able to, I suggest you get on that plane and you book your tickets and come to the Reyes Cup this October. It is going to be special. This arena is going to be phenomenal. We've got great plans for the Ninoy Aquino Stadium. I saw it yesterday. We've got all these ideas that we can do, and the event's just a couple of weeks away. And it's going to be tasty. You're going to have 5 matches a day to just sit and watch, race to 5. It's going to be close. It's going to be neck and neck. No one knows who's going to win. And that's the beauty of live sport. You have no idea. Carl Boyes might have a meltdown because he has no idea how to captain. This is his first ever time to captain. Yeah, he's vice captain before, but we don't know how he's going to captain here. But listen, ticket details are going to be available very, very soon to you in just a week's time. So you'll be able to know exactly how to buy tickets. The stadium's going to be big enough for all of you. And for wherever you are, I urge you book that plane ticket and you come over for the Reyes Cup. And if you can't, there are plenty of ways to watch it. It's going to broadcast live throughout the entire world. And it's going to be a sensational event. So I look forward to it. And I want to say a massive thank you to everyone who has brought this event to life, everyone who is here today, the fans who have just loved the Reyes Cup and been supporting it online. I really want to say thank you to everyone because it's really going to be special. And at the end of this event, there's going to be a lot of happy people with smiles on their faces ready for the future years for this event.
Thank you, Emily. How about a warm round of applause, please, for our VIPs. Everyone working hard to make sure that we have a successful inauguration of the Reyes Cup.